Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to the School of Science. My name is Luke and this is the post-match reaction for Arsenal vs Everton. Arsenal 0, Everton 0. Now going into this game, I know a lot of people probably would have had us already written off. Basically looking at not the previous match but the match before against Manchester United, we tried to have like an open game against them and it failed miserably. Basically they absolutely plucked us apart and we were, I'll be honest, even I was a little bit concerned. Even though we had the good results against Wolves, we've had a bit of a rest and some of our players are coming back from injuries. I was worried that Arsenal were going to do the same because, as we know, even though Arsenal haven't been sort of scoring freely in open play as of late, their set-piece game has just been absolutely incredible. So they have definitely been that sort of threat that we need to keep a very close eye on. And as you know, with our goals conceded, even though we've been solid in some games, and a lot of games we've kind of had holes here and there. So it was my surprise when we went into this game, we were actually holding them really solidly. Our defence was absolutely impenetrable the entire game. I would say Ashley Young, for some reason, he's having his own little Benjamin Button effect. He is quite literally, he seems to be aging backwards as he's been progressing with this squad. He's getting more and more, he seems to be getting a bit more pace every time, a bit more strength each time, a bit more technical ability about himself. He seems to be just getting better and better with each game, which makes it all the more harder when I think that we really need to try and look at getting Patterson into the squad, because Ashley Young's just doing so well for us right now. It's absolutely amazing to see the quality he's actually bringing to the game. Likewise with Mykolenko. So in this game, Bukayo Saka, he is one of their more prominent threats. And Mykolenko just made sure he was not getting a look in at all. Now, there was a couple of moments where Saka had actually beat him or got past him with the ball. But Mykolenko's tenacity and his ability to just keep up with the play, he made sure that Saka could not do anything cleanly. Now, Mykolenko did get booked eventually as a result of that, but he did so well to make sure Saka didn't have a good game this game. Likewise with Branthwaite and Tarkowski. So those two, so basically the entire back line, I would say they had a solid 9 out of 10 performance today. They all put the bodies on the line. They all made sure that there was no clean balls getting through. There was no runs of play. There was none of that sort of stuff. We just made sure that all that stuff was just put to bed immediately. The only way Arsenal were going to score was through a Hail Mary, essentially. And there were a couple of moments there where we actually did get a little bit worried. Pickford was also on fire today. He made a few really good saves. One of them was, he was pretty much already on the floor and somehow managed to save the shot that should have went past him, and he just somehow managed, while he was on the floor, to make himself just a little bit bigger to stop it from going in. So massive kudos to the defensive guys. But on the other hand, one thing I would say is when we're trying to play this style of football, granted, it's a great point today, but I think if we were to have a bit of pace, say in the attacking midfield and the forward, I think the counter-attacking play was just played perfectly against it. Because what was going on with this game today, we were pretty much soaking up the attack from Arsenal. And then when we had the ball, we tried to move up with it. And it just shows where we are lacking so much in pace and speed, because we would run with the ball. Just again, Mangala, Decore, Ndai, Lindstrom, Harrison in the first half, and Calvert-Lewin, those guys, when they were trying to push out and go forward, they were pretty much getting swamped by the Arsenal players. And we had a few good technical moments where we were able to sort of move the ball around them as we were progressing. But the lack of speed was just really apparent. So we pretty much had a situation of no matter how technically gifted we were just not gonna penetrate them in the best way possible. We were just stuck essentially around the midfield point, and it was pretty much just ball got out, Calvert-Lewin got it, held up play, tried to bring it into the midfield to get it, bring it wide. Arsenal would dispossess us, push at us, we'd stop them, push forwards again, get pushed back. It was literally a back and forth game with no real threat. Now, I will say the only weak links, like I said in the game today, Calvert-Lewin had a good game. Didn't play amazing, but he had a good game, held up the play really well. Had a few good moments there with the distribution and whatnot, trying to get things around. Decore living up to his away style. he is quite literally our away day player. When he plays at home, he has shockers left, right and centre, but in this game he played reasonably well. Mangala similarly, there was a couple of passes that kind of went awry between him and Idrissa Gueye, but overall they had a good one. Iliman and Dye as well. It's starting to become apparent that he is playing out of position. He's just one of those sorts of players. He likes to be in the middle of the park because then he can expand properly. Whereas when he's stuck on the left, he cannot play it properly. So rather than having him on the left wing, we need to get him inside. I would say sacrifice to Corey, have Harrison on the left and Lindstrom on the right. In the next game, obviously. The next game being Chelsea at home as well. That's actually going to be a good game because Jackson and Palmer, those two are flying high at the moment. Chelsea are playing extremely well. They are challenging Liverpool for that top spot. So that is going to be a game that we really need to be on top of. Either we try and quash them out quickly or we just do what we did today. Just stop them from playing. But yeah, come the second half, Harrison at a moment there. He brought the ball up to the byline, tried to cross it, and rather than, trying to be a bit lighter with the ball and trying to loft it around the middle to the edge of the back post, he seemed to put his entire laces on it and it seemed to just sail. It looked like it hit row double Z in the back of the stadium. And it's a shame, really. This seems to be a persistent thing with Jack Harrison. He seems to overpower his crosses and shots, and they always go high. I'm not sure whether it could be his boots or his technique, but he needs to try and have a look at what he's doing there and try and fix it because it can't keep going on. The way we're going right now, he's doing good, don't get me wrong. He's able to get in the right positions. He's getting his movements going, and he's really good coming back. He's good to stop and play and trying to intercept movements. But going up with the crosses and the shots, they're just abysmal. They're like McNeil hitting him on his right boot. Speaking of which, McNeil was actually out of the game today. He wasn't even in the bench. I think he's got an issue. I'm not sure if he's had an issue with his knee or something. But hopefully he's back soon. We do need him back. Pardon me. We do need him back. He's a really good player for us. And as I said, Brozier, when he come on as well, he did really well. He really moved well with the ball, got it upfield, and was doing well trying to get the ball. He was covering the top ends of the field really well. My only gripe would have been, I would have said, keep Calvert-Lewin on for the entire game. So instead of Calvert-Lewin coming off for Brozier as a like-for-like, he should have said, right, Decore, you've had a good game, mate. Come on, get your feet up, kick your feet up, rest. Lindstrom likewise. Harrison for Lindstrom. Yeah, that's it. So brought Harrison off, bring Lindstrom on, get Dye into the middle. Actually, no, that wouldn't have even worked. Sorry, let me just rethink this one, because instead of it being like for like, I would have done it in a more tactical sense. So Harrison, no, I can't even take Harrison off. Decore comes off, Brozier comes on, so he goes two at the front. Dye comes into the middle, and then you've got an issue there because if you want it to be 4-4-2, you're going to have to bring either Idrissa Gueye or Mangala off. So I would say Idrissa Gueye, you bring him off and bring Lindstrom on and have Harrison go to the left, Lindstrom on the right, and Dye in the middle, with Brozier sitting just in front of him and Calvert-Lewin at the very top. That would have been the sort of style I would have went for, because that would have been the last 5 to 10 minutes. Because bear in mind, the subs are normally what do us in near the end. Because either we're very too conservative with them and we decide not to use the ones that we have and we just don't utilise the depth of the squad, or we make the wrong ones, and sometimes it's like for likes. So I would say experiment with it in that situation and try those guys up there. Because I think when we were pushing near the end, when Arsenal were getting a bit fatigued, I think we could have actually been a bit cheeky about it and we might have snuck something in. But in all honesty though, the result we had there is a really good result considering it was a 0-0 game, so we kept a clean sheet. And Arsenal have got a very good record at scoring at home. The last time they failed to score at home in all competitions was all the way back in April. So that was against Aston Villa where they lost 2-0. So we've been the first team in, let's see, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. We are the first team in nearly, 8 months to hold them to a 0-0, or better yet, keep a clean sheet. So we need to take that as a massive win, especially considering the situation with the squad right now. Now, there's a lot of good things coming on. So over the course of the next week to 2 weeks, we've got a lot of things coming in. So Freaking Group are meant to be coming in as the new owners for Everton. We've got the keys getting handed over to the stadium from Lando Rourke to Everton. I'll be talking more about that in the latest video. Now, bear in mind, with the weather and everything right now, the wind is not exactly playing on my side. So rather than a update video, it's going to be a year reflection. So we're going to actually have a look at the stadium last year to what it is right now. Well, the 2nd of December. So the latest one that I've got in terms of footage. So we're going to have a nice little comparison, and we're going to talk about what updates we've seen over the course of the year, basically going from a certain point to pretty much finished. And from there, we're going to also talk about Freaking Group, what they're going to want to try and bring into the club, what the future will be for, say, the main squad, as well as management, upper management, stuff like that. We're going to talk about all that sort of stuff. So yeah, so exciting times ahead though for Everton. I'll tell you that for absolutely nothing. Things are certainly looking up. I mean, we've had a good bit of rest between the Wolves game and this game. We've been able to, get a good bit of training in. We've had a couple of behind-the-scenes games, behind closed-door games. And the squad is coming back slowly. So Chimiti is coming back slowly. He's almost back. Irabernum is going to be a little while still, likewise with Garner. But once everyone's back and fully fit, I'm hoping come the January wins as well, we look again the right winger, because we desperately need a natural right winger. Lindstrom can't do it because he's a number 10. Illiman and Dyer's no good out there because, again, number 10. McNeil's no good out there because he's a natural left winger. Harrison's no good out there because he's a natural left winger. So we need a natural right winger and one with pace. I would say even looking getting a left back as well. Even though Mykolenko played absolutely spot on today, I think a left back would be very beneficial for the squad, even if it's to challenge Mykolenko or potentially even say to him, right, you've done your job, mate. Here's the new left back. Try and beat him. Try and be better than him. Something like that, But yeah, guys, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. It's been a while since we've done one of these, isn't it? So yeah, these will become more frequent, just for the fact that come the end of this year, the stadium will be officially announced as complete, and the videos will slow down. It's going to probably end up becoming once a month or once an update. So when we find out what's going on around the stadium, so let's say when the Everton Way is getting done, when the banners get erected, anything on the external of the stadium gets announced, I'll be up there to get some of the videos and everything. But like I said, from here, I don't want this channel to sort of fade into obscurity. I want this to keep going, and I want to try and expand my skill set. So going from being just a nice little drone pilot to like kind of presenting, But yeah, I'm also experimenting with other things. So instead of using the computer's microphone, I'm testing out this little fella. And, I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest. It's actually doing a really good job. It's not exactly discreet. I mean, you can obviously see the bloody, the fluff as like a wind blocker. It does actually help a bit. It does muffle out a little bit of the noise. If I take this off, the audio is a bit harsh. So these are all the things that the channel is able to provide me with the monetization, everything from YouTube. So you guys basically supporting the channel by, interacting with it, watching the videos, sharing them and all that. That is able for me to do things like getting new equipment and everything, improving the quality of this, getting sponsorships from the likes of the guys who do all these lovely stuff. This is all down to you guys, so your support is just so greatly appreciated, and thank you so much for your continued support. So yeah, hopefully by the end of this, well, if not, I might try and get the drone up tomorrow. If not, there will be a video on Monday, and it will be basically a year look back over the stadium and everything. But if we can, it'll be a latest update video. But regardless, we will be talking about Freaking Group into a bit more depth there. And after that, we're going to just keep doing the pre-match, post-match stuff. Well, mostly post-match stuff. I'm going to try and sort out some pre-match stuff in the future, but that's only going to be when the stadium's finished and it's just minor updates here and there, just to keep the frequency of videos going. Because I know how much you guys love hearing this voice. But yeah, guys, again, for the final time, I'd like to thank all of you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate your continued support. Take care. Enjoy this lossless weekend for Everton. It has been a good weekend when you put things into perspective. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care and peace.